Hey guys, this is Lana on location. I'm Lana Harris. It is July 23rd. Let's talk about the news. So first of all, Manhattan almost got blown TF up. The feds just charged a man in New York with building and stashing IEDs across the city. So basically homemade bombs. Now, I'm not going to describe to you how he did it because y'all won't be building a bomb off my videos, but he was charged with making 7 of them and storing them on a rooftop of a residential building and threw one onto the subway tracks. Can you imagine? And the craziest part to me is he wasn't even really trying to hide that it was him. Is this the worst evil villain ever? He took a selfie with them. Like, I don't want to give y'all tips on how to be a good criminal, but that's basically like breaking into somebody's house and taking a picture with their cat. 55-year-old man, jeez. Now, what this doesn't say is how exactly he was caught. They just said that NYPD and the FBI worked together to stop it. So this literally sounds like the plot of an episode of Law & Order. Also, a pilot had to swerve mid-air to avoid a B-52 bomber over North Dakota and then took to the mic to explain. Yeah, you better take to the mic to explain. You know those people were probably thinking, oh my God, is this the end? Turns out he basically saved everybody's life because that military B-52 bomber was in their flight path and they were about to fly right into it.
Sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all. I don't know why they didn't give us a heads up because the Air Force Base does have radar and nobody said, hey, there's also a B-52 in the pattern. Long story short, it was not fun, but I do apologize for it and thank you for understanding. It was kind of not a fun day at work today. So have a nice evening and glad you're safe.
Only acceptable time to clap on an airplane. If your pilot avoids blowing everybody to smithereens on impact, you can clap on an airplane. The question is why it was in their flight path to begin with, and the answer is so insane. Y'all, apparently it was just because they were gonna go do a flyover of the North Dakota State Fair, according to the Air Force. Oh yeah, we'll give your kids a show. How about the one where they're traumatized for life? That's a good one. So now the Air Force is trying to figure out how that happened. Also, one of y'all's kids is about to end up playing games at the wrong house, and what happens to them from there won't even be the homeowner's fault. Look at this. Did I miss the joke? Like, what's the challenge? Hope nobody shoots me on sight? Apparently it's called the door kick challenge and it's supposed to be a prank to scare the homeowners. Apparently they don't go in with a real piece, but it's like an airsoft one that looks real. They'll be scared, all right. So yeah, haha, have you laughing all the way to the grave. This is worse than when those kids were eating NyQuil chicken and Tide Pods. The sheriff shouldn't have to tell you this, but they're asking you to tell your kids not to be the one that messes around and finds out. Now, when I saw this next story, my mouth actually dropped. Bombshell claims of Obama-era cabal's treasonous conspiracy against Trump. That is a headline. Tulsi Gabbard, who's currently the director of national intelligence, says this is nothing short of historic. She said that over 100 documents were released on Friday that have all the evidence of a treasonous conspiracy directed by President Obama in the last weeks of his presidency after Trump was elected. So that couple week period before Trump took office. She said this isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue so serious it should concern every American. Basically, she's saying that Obama and his top people, so his director of national intelligence, the FBI director, the CIA director, his spy team, created a fake piece of intelligence that claimed that Russia helped Trump get elected back in 2016. Despite the fact that every other assessment leading up to that election in 2016 said the opposite, that Russia couldn't and didn't want to hack the election. So she says what they did subverted the will of the people and started a years-long coup against President Trump. Now, coup's a little, do you know what a coup is? These people love being dramatic. If you recall correctly, the people did elect Trump and Trump was in fact still the president and he's currently still the president. So I don't know if this is true. Attempted coup at best, I don't know. Because the way I remember it, the left just gave him hell every day of his life with investigations that pretty much went nowhere and impeachment attempts that failed. But she says their goal was to undermine what the people wanted by lying and leaking fake statements to the media saying that Russia tried to help him, which led to all those investigations. And for that, they all deserve to go down. Now, on the other side, the Democrats are saying, hold on, is this lady trying to rewrite history? Because a bipartisan group of both Democrats and Republicans reviewed hundreds of thousands of documents and witnesses over the years and unanimously concluded Russia did try to interfere in the 2016 election. So they feel like this is all just a bunch of nonsense and kind of a distraction because of a certain Epstein list that still hasn't been dropped. I don't know what to believe. I'm just tired. Because CNN says this criminal referral to the Justice Department doesn't actually mean the Justice Department is going to investigate this or prosecute anybody. So Tulsi girl, tell me when Obama and his people get arrested. Because until then, I'm not about to spin out over this. Meanwhile, well, CNN has new old photos of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently Jeffrey Epstein Epstein was at Trump's wedding back in 1993 and laughing and chatting it up with him at a Victoria's Secret fashion event in 1999. Now, this is all according to CNN, so where did this even come from? Apparently, the people at CNN were going through old archives of Trump at events in the 90s and 2000s, and they just found it. So the White House said, okay, hold on, these are out of context screen grabs of widely attended events, and Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep. Listen, in 2002, Trump said that Jeffrey Epstein was a terrific guy who was fun to be around and he liked women on the younger side. Couple years, I think about 4 years later, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for abusing underage girls. Did Trump know? Who knows? All we know is that he ran on releasing these Epstein files and then asked everybody why they were still talking about it. And some people agree with that because there are a lot of big issues going on in the world right now. But to other people, this basically means he's just like every other politician who says one thing, but their word really means nothing. And they're also wondering if this 180 means that there is something to hide. I don't know. Believe whatever you want. Okay, so we all know the song, I Took a Pill in Ibiza. I took a pill in Ibiza. No, y'all are actually taking too many pills in Ibiza and drinking too much when you need to drink water. The local health system says they are running raggedy trying to treat overdosing tourists. They say y'all keep going over there getting drunk and doing drugs at the club, and they need the resources for the people who live there. Apparently, this is such an issue that clubs there are actually required to have nurses and other medical staff on hand, but apparently they don't have to have ambulances, and those are constantly getting calls. So when the locals need one, it's at the club. Meanwhile, what do we have here? Immigrants needed for redistricting purposes? House Dem admits in viral clip, quiet part out loud? A clip resurfaced of Democratic Representative Yvette Clarke saying that she needs more immigrants in her district just for redistricting purposes. Here's the clip.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
So obviously people on the right jumped on that, saying things like, Clark just said the quiet part out loud. This is how you hijack democracy. Here's the thing though, the key word here is resurface. This clip is from 2021 and it went viral again back in 2024. And at that point, Clark actually said, and I quote, a right-wing troll used a clip of me from years ago out of context to attack immigrants. So you'd have to go down that rabbit hole yourself to figure out what the context actually was, like look for that whole full clip of what she said. But here it is going viral again. So I'm not saying this is right or wrong or you should care or you should not. I'm just saying if you would like to get re-mad about something that happened years ago that people got re-mad about already last year, there you go. Also, guys, Ozzy Osbourne died at 76 years old. And this is 2 days after Malcolm Jamal Warner died. So this is two legends gone back to back. Malcolm left this world in a drowning accident in Costa Rica. He was with his family at the time. They were all on vacation. So that was just a tragic story. A lot of us felt like we grew up with him. Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. So that one really hurt a lot of people. And so was Ozzy Osbourne's death. Now, right now, his death is kind of a mystery. We know he'd been dealing with Parkinson's disease, but man, he had just done a farewell show 2 weeks ago with Black Sabbath right there in their hometown in England. So a lot of people are crushed by this. But you know what? I celebrate them. I celebrate them and I'm grateful to them for what they gave to this world. And finally, Starbucks is dropping the pumpkin spice latte in August again. But you know what? I'm not mad at them this year because of that apple croissant. The apple croissant, yes, croissant, that's how I think you say it. That apple croissant is something special, y'all. If you haven't tried that yet, matter of fact, don't try it because if I start showing up and it's sold out, I'm coming for you. I don't even know who you is, but I'm coming. Starbucks snapped with that apple croissant. Okay, that does it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this is Lana on location. I'm Lana Harris. Until next time.